Season 3 of The Bear premiered in June, and it's a mixed bag, but overall still very good, and I went over in my last video how the finale was a disappointment, but the premiere is quite the opposite. It's a masterpiece in my opinion, and the best episode of the season, with episode 6 closely behind it. The episode opens with an absolutely beautiful shot, everything about it, the framing, the colors, everything. And this episode has a lot of those shots. This episode is a masterpiece in cinematography, just like the rest of the show. This shot gives such a sense of dread from the season 2 finale, which is perfect, and the music playing is also amazing. This music is used to transition between shots and other parts of the episode, as you'll see. It's awesome that we get to see Carmi working with Luca. We also get to see some of Carmi's time in Copenhagen. And as we saw last season in episode 4, we saw Marcus living in Copenhagen for a short time, training under Luca, and we get to see how he kind of lives the same way as Carmi did, with the invisible cat and living on the boat. And prior to this, we only ever hear about it in season 2, episode 6, when Mikey asks Carmi for 3 things about Copenhagen. We even get to see the aftermath of Fishes, which is just so great. Another beautiful shot. I think it's pretty great that they showed us Carmi staying at Steven's place. They mentioned it in Fishes, and I think it's a great way to connect everything together.
What the fuck is this shit?
Then we get introduced to this piece of shit, and he actually adds a lot of tension to the episode, and we get a pretty nice payoff with him in the finale.
That's how you do better.
This is one of the main themes of this episode and this season as a whole, subtracting how much can you take away from something while maintaining its quality, and I think they explore this in a very interesting way.
Let's fucking go, yeah? Chef, let's fucking go!
So you were always like this?
These conversations between Carmi and Natalie, or this one conversation I should say, made the episode so much better.
Fuck you.
No, fuck you. Not one, but 2 scenes of Carmi and Claire making out, by the way.
I left you alone.
So don't let it happen again.
This dialogue is so good. Carmi apologizes on the phone, and maybe I'm an idiot, but at first I thought he was talking to Claire, but I think it was really cool how he was talking to Richie. I feel so bad for Marcus. It's really interesting to see the difference in how Terry interacts with Carmi in this point in his life compared to present day. It's very clear she has a lot more respect for him. I know this is just her friend, but I can't believe they turned the bear into the LGBT. Fuck this guy. This is so great. We see Carmi sending a picture to Mikey, and Mikey shows it to Tina, and we have no idea why Mikey is talking to Tina until episode 6 when we see everything leading up to it. This entire sequence of them finding out Mikey died is just so sad and something I didn't expect in this episode, but it flowed perfectly.
Yeah. Let it rip.
It is insane how the dish that Sydney found when she went looking for inspiration is the same dish that Carmi created and we've seen him working on throughout this entire episode. This was such a great episode and also a phenomenal character study on Carmi. We see how he deals with the situation with Claire from last season and how he sort of uses food as a way to distract himself. I don't think I've ever seen an episode of TV made like this, and I don't think any other episode this season really lives up to it. There were so many emotional moments and things that couldn't really have their own episode, but fit perfectly into this one episode. After the extremely climactic season 2 finale, it kind of feels nice to have an episode like this before we get into the plot, which this season arguably didn't exist anyway. It was an extremely powerful episode, and I would give it a 9.2 out of 10. You can let me know if you agree with that. And fuck this guy.